Chloe, what is this here? Near a school, by the way. Okay, so how close is it to a school? Is it like, 10 miles away, 5 miles away? Now, what is my opinion about this kind of stuff? Do I think that you should be able to advertise content that is made for sex in public spaces where children can see it? If you want me to be honest, I think the answer to that is no. Absolutely not. I think it's weird. I think that the normalization of around children, it's degenerate. I think it's absolutely degenerate. And it's happening everywhere. Some like middle school teacher is like sleeping with like a 7th grader, and they were like, oh, where was she whenever I was in 7th grade? Ads are commonplace in public areas like Cyberpunk 2077. We may as well be on our way there. If you had done an x-ray of my dad's neck and his back, you would have thought that he had a Sandevistan. His entire back was metal. Like, it was insane. Like, my mom's, like, her wrist and, like, part of her hand was metal, too. And so, no, this shit's already happening, man. It is. He even, at a certain point, he asked the doctor if they could just replace his neck with a metal neck. And replace his, like, because he didn't like one of his toes. And he's like, can you just replace it with, like, a metal toe or something like that? And the doctor said, like, this goes against, like, the Hippocratic Oath or something like that. And they wouldn't do it. So, yeah, he tried to, right? He did. And, yeah, if I could get a metal implant for my body, would I do it? I'm going to say that I'm not sure that I wouldn't. It depends on what it would do. But I definitely have it open. Like, let's say I had a, like, I got my hand cut off. If I could get a funny silver hand arm, I would do it in a second. Absolutely. Like, I wouldn't want one of those fake ones that look like a human arm. I would want it to have, like, claws and, like, spikes on it and shit like this. Would you get an AI chip in your brain to control the robotic arm? Would I get my brain chipped? I think that I would only do it whenever I was quite old. That way, if something went wrong, I was going to die soon anyway, right? So, like, yeah, I would do it maybe if I was, like, a lot older, except. But, anyway, yeah, going back to this, having ads in public spaces with kids around, I think is weird. I think it's degenerate, and it's just really, there's no reason for this. And I'm not saying that, like, women can't wear bikinis outside or anything like that, but whenever you're explicitly advertising, like, content for, and that audience is so often unwillingly children, I think that you need to have a conversation about, what are you really doing here? What's going on? Teaching young girls too? Yeah, I mean, again, like I've said this many times, why is it that all of these young girls know to make OnlyFans whenever they turn 18? Well, it's probably because they're getting groomed and being told this online by adult men while they're minors. And that's a problem. 18th birthday OnlyFans is crazy work. The craziest one was Little Tay. The Little Tay OnlyFans, that was wild. Whenever she said, thank you guys for pre-ordering this for 7 years. And so she's 18 now. I'm not a math magician, but I can do a little bit of it, right? And I do that math, and I think to myself, holy shit, damn, that's, wow. Pre-order is wild, bro. Pre-ordering, that's crazy, huh? You know what they say, kids want to be content creators now. How long until they say they want to be OnlyFans creators? I mean, I don't even want to get into that. I'm like, you're right. You're totally right. It's very, very weird. Here's the issue with OnlyFans, right? Is that a lot of girls go on OnlyFans and they don't make a lot of money. Like, the vast majority of them do not make a lot of money. So whenever you see some girl, like, I'm not going to name names. You can just look at who I'm following on Instagram and you'll know all of them. But when you see some girl who's like top 1% on OnlyFans, you're really basing your decision-making off of literally a fraction of a percent, right? And there's also a lot of girls that are just making little money to get by. Let's be honest, right? OnlyFans isn't a 30-year career. It's like maybe a 5 or 10-year career. Because, women get older and guys don't want to pay as much money for older women. I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, right? I'm just saying this is the nature of nature. And so my point is that whenever that happens, what are you going to do after that? And I think that, you know, you have these pictures and all this stuff on the internet about you forever. And like, I know a number of people that have, you know, gotten involved with sex work, etc., and then tried to move away from it. And then people don't let them move away from it. They just keep bringing it up. And this is like a, you know, it's like a continual thing that it's very hard to get away from. Everybody knows that I know a lot of girls that do OnlyFans, so I'm not going to name names, obviously. But there are some of them that are really in it for the love of the game. They are and they love it. But you've also got other ones, and the majority is the other ones. Many of them find it to be extremely mentally deteriorating to constantly be judged based off of your body, to have men sexualize you, to have people try to approach you and talk to you like you're a piece of meat, and to do this kind of stuff. It can be very, very damaging. I think OnlyFans is totally fine. I am okay with girls doing OnlyFans, and I support their decision. I don't give them money. I don't even have an OnlyFans account. I don't even know how it works. You dated them? Yeah, I dated them. So that's how I know. But yeah. You support it financially? Well, I've supported a couple of them financially, a little bit, right? But if they heard me say that, they'd probably get pissed off because I made them pay for their own shit sometimes too. Probably a lot of the time. And sometimes my shit too. But anyway, my point is that you have all this stuff happen. I think that, like, you don't really have this balanced commentary on things like OnlyFans. You either have, like, OnlyFans is either great and it's empowering for women and it makes women a lot of money, and anybody that's mad about it is an incel and a loser, or like a, you know, a pick-me girl. And then on the other side, it's that OnlyFans is evil and it's made by Satan and only do it and nobody should be doing OnlyFans and everybody does it is bad. And really, I think that there's a middle ground here. I think there's a middle ground where you can accept that people choose to do this, but at the same time, you also shouldn't try to push it as, you know, a consequence-free perspective and to do something like that in life. And I think also it's a very short-term career. Let me ask you guys, are you okay with your girlfriend posting photos, theoretical girlfriend, obviously. Everybody here is single, we've never talked to girls, but we're talking about theoretical girlfriends. Would you be okay with her posting like a picture of her in a bikini or something like that on social media, right? A lot of people say no. Many people say no. Now, I personally don't care. If you want me to be honest, I don't care. It doesn't emotionally affect me. But I would never want to be in an open relationship. I think that's too far for me. I think that the only bad thing that you can do on that spectrum is to tell somebody else they should be where you're at on the spectrum. So, like, if you're a person who's okay with open relationships and you're okay with, like, you know, a polyamorous relationship, you should never be telling somebody who's uncomfortable with that they need to be comfortable with it. And in vice versa, if you're uncomfortable with your girlfriend posting photos and, you know, like, you know, anything like that, no, that you're not wrong for that. Nobody should be allowed to criticize you for that because that's your decision. The only bad side to be on is whenever you start telling other people that they need to be on your side. Let people live their life the way they want to live. This is the last point that I want to make, and then I want to move on. Is that guys go and they date these OnlyFans girls and they date these Instagram girls that are posting photos and doing this stuff, and then they get mad when they keep doing it after they're dating him. And so it's like, don't buy a bird if you don't want it to make bird sounds. That's how you found her. That's how you found her. Like, what do you mean? Imagine somebody buys a chicken and they get mad every day because the chicken, it's 4 a.m. and it's like, ah! That's what they do. That's what they do. Don't date people and then expect to change them, okay?